welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate your time. So if you're wondering what the heck is on my face, I have decided, what the heck, I've decided to try the faux freckles using henna. Basically what I did was I did 3 things that were important. Well, kind of 4, but mainly 3 things. The first important thing that I did was I googled pictures of POC with freckles, and I did this because I wanted to see how they appear on the face naturally, like look at pictures of other people with freckles and see if I can use those pictures to map out the way I would want mine to look. So that's number 1. Number 2, while I was googling these pictures, I also googled like tips and like instructions on how to use henna to do this, and just how to use henna in general. And that's where I discovered 2 things that I did not do the first time I did this. And I don't know why, because I read it, but I guess I just wanted to see if that was really necessary, and I think it is. And the third thing I did was I watched a couple YouTube tutorials that already existed, the ones that ended up being fails and the ones that were successful, and I kind of put them all together, and I kind of observed the mistakes that they used, as well as the techniques that were the best. So one of the techniques that pretty much will not work, or will not basically cause your freckles to look very strange and odd, is making sure that you're using a shade of henna that would mimic the freckles on your face if they were realistically there. Like if you are pale to, medium complexion to dark skin complexion. If you are pale to, lights, really fair and light, maybe you can get away with like a red shade or even like a green, maybe, but it depends on the look that you're going for. But if you're my complexion and darker, you want to definitely use a brown or a black henna because they will not show up. Also, the size of the freckles that you place matters. In my henna kit, I got these guys. This is what the Jour, I'm probably saying that wrong, excuse me. This is what it looks like. So it comes with this really small tip like this. However, I do not suggest just snipping this off and then placing them directly on your face. I mean, you can, but you're not going to be able to really control how big or small your freckles turn out. You want to use one of these guys. So if you look inside my kit, you'll see there's like these tiny little like spouts, I guess you could see, like cone-shaped spouts. And this is what I put on the end of my bottle that came with my kit. So I have my henna that I already used wrapped up in this plastic because unfortunately it did not come with the top, and I'm going to be planning on reusing this henna. So I just have some plastic wrap wrapped around it. I used the tiniest, thinnest spout that they had. This red one right here. This is the tiniest one that they had. As you can see, it is so thin. And I, of course, and this is what I use. Well, I'll just do some on camera since I'm here at this point. So I just went like that all over my face. See how tiny these are? That's how tiny you want them to be. You don't want your freckles, I mean, at least if that's not the look that you're going for, you don't want your freckles to be huge globs, because that's not going to come off as a freckle. It's going to come off as a mole. So that's pretty much what I did repeatedly all over my face. Now I'm going to briefly talk about what you need in order to get your freckles to adhere, and how I pretty much prepped my face before I did these ones. let me tell you what I did wrong the first time, and then I'll tell you what I did right this time. So what I believe I did wrong the first time is I did not wash my face before I did this. I used like a toning water or an astringent, anything like that. So probably what my skin was like at that point, it was probably like a mixture of like the normal amount of sebum that collects on your face and the moisturizer that I had applied to my face right after I washed it. So I went in, and I will insert pictures of how I looked the first time. And I woke up the next day and I didn't see a lot of visible results. Now on my nose I did, and I think it was because I didn't have a lot of moisturizer on my nose. Like I did it under my eyes because I apply a heavy amount of moisturizer under my eyes because I'm almost 30. So I think that is why the ones on my nose are much more pronounced than the ones right here. What I did this time, or should I say today, earlier this morning, was I followed the directions that I read online about how you prepare your skin for henna. So you can either apply lemon juice to like a cotton ball and like wipe the skin off of that, or if you don't have lemon juice, you can do something like vinegar. So I have both, but I decided to use lemon juice because I like to use lemon juice on my skin anyway. Like I use lemon juice in my scrubs. I literally took a cotton ball, took my lemon juice, and I poured it on the lemon juice like that, and then I take the cotton ball and I swiped it, more so focusing on my skin where I want my freckles. So I went up and down right here, all right here, all right here. The next step is to apply a light oil. So they say something like primrose oil, rose oil, a light oil. So I don't have rose oil at home. What I do have is some carrot oil. This is the carrot oil that I used. And so I just took a little bit of this, not like a lot, and I like applied it to my skin, and then like same thing, I focused on these areas right here because these are the areas that I'm going to obviously be applying my freckles. So then I just took my henna as I just demonstrated, and I just boop 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 all over this area. So these freckles have been on. So I applied them before I commented on this person's post, and the timestamp that is giving me is 56 minutes. So these have been on for close to an hour now at this point. And when I was reading online like how to use henna, it pretty much says that the longer you leave it on, the deeper and the more visible and the darker that your henna will be. So I'm gonna probably leave these on for like a while. Now I do want to say this, I don't have like particularly extremely sensitive skin, so I did not do a patch test on myself because like I don't really break out from things like that. So yeah, but if you do have sensitive skin, I would suggest that you do, you know, make sure that you test before you apply this to your face. As far as my results, I have not had any breaking out or any like burning or any irritation whatsoever, and so I'm happy about that. Now I do think it has to do with the kind of henna that you like buy, like whether it's authentic or not. When I was reading online, it did say that it gives like certain ingredients that is usually in like plant-based organic henna, and if you're looking at your ingredients and there has like a lot of other additives, that's most likely not the real henna. So I would not use that on my face if you're trying this at home. When I was looking at pictures of real henna, it comes in a tube like this. This is how it comes. This is how you know if your henna is really henna, I guess. So that's pretty much what I did to achieve this look. I'm going to be coming back tomorrow to show how the results look this time. So I did not record myself this morning because I saw it and I was like, oh, it's not enough to even show. So I will see you tomorrow, and hopefully this looks exactly how I'm thinking it's gonna look. Okay, and I am back with my final result. So it has been about I don't know, maybe 24 kind of hours. I'm not exactly sure. It's the next day, and this is how my freckles are looking. I just have a little bit of foundation on the bottom of my face and a little bit on my forehead, but I didn't put absolutely any on this part of my face because I wanted you to be able to see exactly what it's looking like. This is how it's looking as of now. It's going to most likely darken maybe, which I don't know if I want it to darken because I like it like this, but this is how it is looking. So as you can see, it looks pretty good. I was able to get the results that I wanted pretty much. I absolutely love the results. I love how natural that it looks. This is something that I will be continuing, and I'll definitely be doing my brows. Like the tail of my brows or my hair is not as thick. I'm gonna be seeing if I can henna that to cut down on the amount of things I have to do when I'm doing my makeup. But yes, this is it. This is the final results. I did it correctly. So yeah, just try the steps that I showed you in this video exactly. Use all the things that I said to use. So basically just follow the directions and you should get the results that you're looking for. Just try to be careful with what you're doing. Do a patch test if you have sensitive skin that tends to break out a lot. As well as research how you want them to look. Like depending on your skin tone, depending on your ethnicity. You may find that freckles appear on the face differently depending on the ethnicity of the person. So freckles may look differently on black people than they do on white people, and you need to be modeling your freckles depending on how natural you want them to look after a person of color, if that's what you are. So this is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching again, and take care and good luck.